Hello, good afternoon, a bright African good afternoon to you. This is Saturday afternoon, and Saturday afternoons is always time for the GloBUNTU School of Life Masterclass. There is an echo in the background. I really wonder where it is coming from, so please bear with us. If you're tuned in on Facebook, we welcome you. If you're tuning in on YouTube, we say hello. If you're here for the first time, please make sure that you get something to drink and stay to the end of the master class, because that's when you get the best out of our master teacher. If you are here, please know that this is an open microphone. There is really this echo. I wonder where it comes from. I wonder where it comes from. Okay, so this is an open master class, and that open master class means that you can participate. I am taking comments on YouTube exclusively. I'm not on Facebook. I can't take comments on Facebook. So if you're on Facebook and you want to participate in the class, please make sure to switch on YouTube so that we can see all your comments. If someone is out there, let us know via comments if you hear the echo that I'm hearing. It's really a little bit wait. That is the first time that we have that noise in the background. So again, welcome to the GloBUNTU School of Life class. Make sure to participate. Today, as usual, the master class comes to you 4 chapters. Chapter 1, we get to meet my master teacher, and we hear a little bit about the story, the defining moment that changed her life forever. In chapter 2, we're going to listen to the last 5 key lessons that she has learned. And in chapter 3, we will learn about her next chapter and where to find her. In chapter 4, we'll wrap it all up in a very nice way where we give you nuggets and, just have fun with one another. My name is Belinda Nehwoh. I am a senior author of the Africa for Smart Kids book series, author and publisher of GloBUNTU books, and your host in this masterclass. So it's time to meet teacher. Before then, I hope that you and your families continue to keep well. It's a very terrible time. We are down to level 4 lockdown in South Africa. Wherever you are in the world, we hope that you and your family continue to keep well and safe, and make sure that you stay that way. Now, let's get into the masterclass. And here comes our master teacher today. Hey, my sister Belinda, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Sister Beatrice, and thanks for having me. Thanks to all those who are joining us today.
I know you're a very busy person. I know you don't have any free time. So taking time to join this masterclass means a whole lot to me. And I'm very, very grateful that you're here, because I also know that you have a lot of nuggets, a lot of wisdom to share. So I am very, very happy to have you here. So those of you who are out there, remember to use the comment box to join the masterclass. It's an open masterclass. If you like this masterclass, don't forget to just like it, subscribe, or whichever way they say on YouTube and Facebook. Just do that thing that people do.
Like, share, and comment.
So now let's go to the masterclass. So, Sister Belinda, you are incredible. I can't even begin to introduce you, but I'll give the mic to you and say, please introduce yourself. Who are you?
Okay. Thank you again, Sister Beatrice, for having me on this incredible platform. As you've introduced me, my name's Nehwoh Belinda. I was born in Cameroon, but I live and work in South Africa. I'm a mother of 4 children, 3 biological children, 1 adopted, and a grandmother. Yes, a grandmother. I moved to SA in 2003. And when I got into SA, I started working for an organization known as People Opposing Women Abuse. I worked for People Opposing Women Abuse from 2003 to 2012. That is exactly where I got a lot of skills. A lot of women mentoring other women, women who cared for other women, sharing knowledge, sharing skills, and different platforms, actually opening spaces for people to grow. So I grew in that space. And in 2012, I joined Afrika Tikkun, and I worked in Deep Sleuth for 2 years as the gender-based violence program manager. And 2015, I got a promotion to work as the general manager of the Uthando Center, which is based in Braamfontein. So currently, I work in Braamfontein as the general manager. And just a brief of what we do as an organization, which I love so much. We work with young people from 2 years to 35 years old, from cradle to career. We nurture them, we support them until they get into the world of work. So we have an ECD, and currently at my center, I have 230 children between the ages of 2 and 6 that come in for different sessions. And then we have the Child and Youth Care department, Youth Development Department. We have children from grade 1 to grade 12. They come into the center after school every day for different sessions. What we aim doing there is to build their self-esteem, for them to be able to get out in the world, be able to advocate for themselves, be able to contribute in the economy positively. And then we have the after the YAP program, which is the Youth Accelerated Program, and the Career Development Program, where we work with young people from the ages of 18 to 35, preparing them for the world of work and actually looking for positions for them and placing them at work. So, in a nutshell, that's who I am. I've started lots of programs. I am a strategist. I think I can solve problems, especially organizational problems. I help develop young organizations grow also. So that's just a bit of me. I am 46 years old, and if I need to introduce myself, it will take about 20 minutes. So thank you very much.
So for a woman who caters for over 200 kids per day, and a woman who has worked in so many organizations, who has diverse backgrounds, and who is a mother and a grandmother, you definitely have, your story is definitely, it can fill a couple of master classes. But before we move on, I want to commend you. I love your dress.
Thank you very much.
I love the Africanness. I just love sitting in front of me.
That's who I am.
She looks
Winter
like
or summer, I love my African ways. Yeah.
That's nice. So I mean, your biography is extremely huge, and we can't touch on all things that you do today. But I would like us to move on with one question. We all locked down in this pandemic for over 15 months already. What is that gem that you have discovered in you? What is something that you've discovered in you during this lockdown that is so positive that you did not know before?
Okay. Very great question. The pandemic is something that I think no one really wants to be around. But definitely during this pandemic, I realized that I actually love myself and that I love other people. So during the pandemic, as an organization, we actually changed our strategy, and we were essential workers, and we had to distribute food parcels because we work with a lot of families, and we actually know how the families struggle. So we were giving out food parcels, and at a certain point, I got to realize that our staff and the drivers were getting tired, but also people were getting very hungry. So when people started calling, people called personally, people spoke to me personally about their situations. I just decided that I would take my own car and I would deliver food parcels. I actually realized that I loved driving during that period because I would drive from Johannesburg to Pretoria to give a family a food parcel, and just the prayers and the thanksgiving that they will give to you will actually make you feel like this is something great. I remember driving into Tokoza at 7 p.m. the first time at night, driving by myself to actually give food parcel to this lady who had 3 children and had not given them anything to eat for about 3 days. And so that was just a moment that actually made me feel fulfilled in the way that I am blessed to be doing what I love doing and actually get paid for it. But during that period, I dedicated my Sundays to actually hiking, something I had never done. So I started looking into myself and asking myself, what is it that I can do out of work? I know I love my work. I can stay at work for the whole month, I will be happy. But what is it that will make me happy out of work? So I started hiking. So every Sunday, before I go delivering food parcels, I will hike for 3 to 6 hours. And I actually took a holiday to the Drakensberg to hike for 4 days. And each day I'll hike for about um, 20 hours because I'm not a fast walker and I'm there to enjoy nature. So I actually got to discover more about myself during that period. And I realized that if your cup is filled, then you can actually support others without feeling like you are emptying everything. So I guess that's what I actually realized during the lockdown. Yeah.
That is so much. That is so much. Thank you for sharing. The reason why I like for us to share the things that we've learned about ourselves, which is positive during this pandemic, is because I know quite a lot of people, like the story you shared. Quite a lot of people are in very, very devastating situations. Quite a lot of people don't know what to do with their lives. And when we share the things that we've learned, someone actually realizes that, oh, it is that easy. It is that simple. Go out hiking. It may change your ideas. You may meet more people. You may detox yourself. You may, there's so much that you discover about yourself. Do something good for someone because we always have more than someone else has. So even if it means decluttering your home and taking away some of the things that you no longer need and giving them to people who are in need, that could really be very fulfilling. So I really thank you. And I hope someone out there is inspired. The network is a little bit naughty today. I hope that you bear with us if it's a coming and going. So, sister, there is a whole lot that we can talk about your story, but I want you, for the context of this masterclass, I want you to share with us of all the experiences that you've had, all the places that you've been, what is that defining moment in your life that changed the course of your life forever?
Oh my gosh. Okay, I've had so many defining moments, so many of them, but the one I can't forget is 2010. Um it also coincided with the Soccer World Cup. I actually decided to take, I'm a soccer fan, so I decided to take a month's leave just to volunteer because I love giving back. So I actually volunteered during the 2010 World Cup at the FNB Stadium. Was it the FNB, the Calabash? That's where I was because I wanted to see I wanted to see the opening and the finals. So I worked there, and during that time, I took time to reflect on who is Nehwoh. What does Nehwoh want for herself? And how can Nehwoh contribute to making Nehwoh who Nehwoh wants to be? So I got a bit of time to think and actually reflect. And at that moment, when I reflected, something came to mind and said, you know what? You are in control of what you give out. You are not in control of what you receive. Anyone can give you. So yeah, so at that moment, I'm like, okay, what does this really mean for me? I started thinking of who do I really want to be? And I realized that for me to achieve my goal, for me to contribute to the society, for me to actually be what I want to be, I have to go back to school. One, I love education. I know many people are saying that education is not all that is there. It's fine, but it never hurts you when you actually go back to school to study. So I went back to school to study for 2 years. I did a national diploma in occupationally directed education training and development with the Institute of People's Development. And at the time when I finished that, I was working as an administrator there, and of an assistant facilitator at Power, but a very vibrant activist at the moment, at that moment. So I went back to study. I took a step. I went and registered at a school that was 40,000 rands for me to do the course that I had to do. I did not have anyone to sponsor me at that moment. But I registered anyway, and I think my salary was about 8,000 at the time. And I was like, hey, I'm gonna do this. I don't care. Money is not gonna stop me. But when I got in, I found myself getting support. Got support from the organization where they could support, and I decided to pay from my salary, and I finished my course. And when I finished the course, there was just this hunger for me to study more, get to know people, get to travel, which I did a lot, which was part of when I reflected, I realized that I really love traveling, especially in Africa. So I did that, and that's when the love for working with children, with women, and just doing what I'm doing actually came to light. And I think I've now studied to the level where I have a master's degree in management in the field of monitoring and evaluation. And I really just study to know, because it doesn't kill to know. Yeah. So yeah, and I'm still loving my journey. Yeah.
I love what you said. Like you are in control of what you give out, but not in control of what you get in return. So sometimes we put things out, we attach a lot of expectation to it, and when it doesn't come the way we expect, we get disappointed, we get disgruntled, we begin to become resentful and blame people. And sometimes while you're looking in that direction, when you put things out, sometimes when you come back, you don't really control the direction it comes out. Sometimes it comes to where you least expect at all. So at the end of the day, it is no risk, no fun. You get to the space where you share for the love of sharing without any expectation. And I think that's when you get the best reward. Because anything that comes out from whichever direction is just an addition to the fulfillment that you already had by sharing.
Exactly. Yes.
I love that. And the study was, registering for a course, and which cost 4 times more than your salary. People say, there is a saying that without risk, no risk, no fun. So,
exactly.
Will you do it if you had to do it all over?
Sorry, I did not hear your question.
So I was saying, will you say you are a risk taker, and will you do it all over again if you had a chance to?
Definitely. Taking risks, it's exciting. I'm one person, when I'm driving and I get lost, I get excited. Everyone that knows me knows that I get excited when I get lost, because that's when I get to discover new things. If you are scared of risk, then there's no way that you are going to achieve. You need to take a calculated risk also. It doesn't mean that one should just go out there and risk a lot of things. Take calculated risk. For example, when I'm getting lost, the first thing I check is my tank. Is my tank full? Then I can enjoy the ride. If not, then I rather stop and start looking for the right direction. So take risk. I like taking risk, but calculated risk.
I love that. I absolutely clear. So don't go out and put yourself on the street and say, I want to take risk. I heard it from my Nehwoh. No way.
Yes.
I can resonate with that, because when I moved to South Africa, it was a big risk. It was a very big risk, moving to a country that you don't know, with no resources and all of that, and cutting all the bridges from where you've lived for 20 years. But had I not come, you and I would not be having this conversation. I would not be a serial author. I would not be a publisher. My books would not be in schools. So
Exactly.
it just means going out of your comfort zone. Do something extraordinary, do something extra, stretch a muscle. And when you have to stretch your muscle, that's when you grow personally. Personal growth doesn't happen in your comfort zone. So I like that risk-taking element of you. So talking about risk-taking, we are going to go take a risk right now with a short break. And we are going to go introduce the GloBUNTU Trailblazer Award that is going into the second round. In the first round, we had the possibility to meet 48 amazing Black and brown kids who are doing great during the pandemic. In 8 categories, they got the honor. And because of the feedback that we got, we just had to go to the second round. And my personal mission is to make sure that we touch at least 300 kids before we get to the end of this year. So we're going into round 2, and I will just, if you allowed me, I will just go introduce that award, and then we'll get back into the masterclass. Hello, welcome. Thank you for clicking on this link. My name is Beatrice Achaleke. I am the serial author of the Africa for Smart Kids book series, a publisher of GloBUNTU books, and curator of the GloBUNTU Trailblazer Award. Last month, July, we had the honor to honor, uplift, and celebrate Black and brown kids who are beating the pandemic and excelling in 8 categories. The joy I saw on the faces of those kids when we affirmed them, the confirmation that we got from their parents and from their families and their loved ones and from social media was, for me, an irresistible invitation to set up the second round. Some parents have been asking, when is the next nomination round coming up? And I am here to tell you that the next round of nomination is open. You can go to our website, www.globuntubooks.com, click on the Black Youth Summit and Award, and nominate your child. Stick on to the end of this video so you can get a clear understanding of the different categories and who we are looking for in each one of these categories. I look forward to having you join us to uplift, celebrate, and affirm Black and brown kids across the globe to stand up to their greatness and to be as great as they can. This is what the GloBUNTU Trailblazer Award is all about. I'll see you at the award. Here are the categories for this second round of nominations. GloBUNTU Creative Trailblazer, This category celebrates kids and young adults who, despite the pandemic and being locked down, have been able to use the time to ignite their creativity. This includes all forms of creative writing and publishing, including but not limited to books, blogs, podcasts, vlogs, paintings, drawings, music, poetry, radio programs, etc. GloBUNTU COVID-19 Solution Trailblazer. In this category, we are looking out for kids and young adults who have come up with any solutions, technology, devices, etc. that helps create awareness, offer protection and prevention or cure of COVID-19. GloBUNTU Community Impact Trailblazer. This category is for kids and young adults who are engaged in social activities in their communities and neighborhoods during the ongoing pandemic, such as helping elderly people and taking care of the needy and most vulnerable members of their communities. GloBUNTU Healthcare Awareness and Services Trailblazer. This category recognizes kids and young adults who are engaged in providing healthcare services to people in their communities, such as working in hospitals, COVID testing and vaccine centers, traditional healing programs, and any other related healthcare facilities. GloBUNTU Family Unity Trailblazer. This category rewards any contributions by kids and young adults in helping families stay together, protected, and happy during the lockdown. This includes helping with house chores, ensuring that quarantine rules such as social distancing, sanitizing, and other hygienic rules are respected at home. A GloBUNTU Invention and Innovation Trailblazer. This category recognizes kids and young adults who, despite the ongoing pandemic and being locked down, have successfully invented COVID and homeschool-related solutions that help people stay safe, protected, peaceful, and happy during the pandemic. GloBUNTU Business and Finances Trailblazer. This category recognizes kids and young adults who have successfully developed income-generating business solutions or concepts during the pandemic, which are now giving them an income. GloBUNTU Academic Trailblazer. In this category, we recognize kids and young adults who, despite the pandemic and being locked down, have excelled at school through excellent grades, regular school attendance, have always completed their homework on time, and all shown exemplary behavior at school. Thank you for staying right up to the end of this video. Now it's time to call you to action. Make sure to go to www.globuntubooks.com and click on Black Kids Summit and Award to nominate any child of your choice. Remember, we nominating children from the ages of 5 to 20. And kindly help us share this invitation, this nomination call. And remember that by just sharing, you could change the course of a child's life forever. We are going through the pandemic, and taking the time to celebrate our children is one of the best investments that we can do at this time. So thank you for helping us to share this invite around you. I'll see you at the award. So that was the GloBUNTU Trailblazer Award. If you are a parent, you are a community leader, you are a godfather, an auntie, you are a teacher, bring the kids together, let's honor them. And these kids are incredible. Steps from the experience of COVID-19 and the pandemic. What I've learned is that, first of all, they amaze you. Advice that they can give us adults, and they just excel. They just excel. So that was the training, and now we come back into the masterclass. And I don't know, this echo is there. So if you're joining us on Facebook, please remember that this is a masterclass. Our master teacher today is Ma'am Nehwoh Belinda. She is sharing a whole lot from her very rich life and experiences. make sure that you use the chat comment to join the masterclass. You can cheer her up, you can send advices, you can give her kudos, you can make a contribution. But before we get there, I want to know, what is the biggest risk that you've taken in your life? What have you learned about yourself during the pandemic? What do you do when you get lost? So I want you to share with us your experiences as we move on. And remember that these are handpicked master teachers who are here to share experiences, tools, and a lot of, yeah, there is an echo. That's right. That's right. Mami Six. Thank you for reminding us. We are worried about that echo as well. Anyway, nothing is big enough, no obstacle is big enough to stop us from the masterclass. We are going to carry on. Okay, I'll go back to Mam Nehwoh. Mam Nehwoh, the essence of this class is for master teachers to share the lessons that they've learned in life. So in this chapter 2, we're in chapter 2 now, I would like to invite you to share the 5 key lessons that you've learned alongside your journey, in your life, as your life.
Okay. Thank you for that question. I think I've learned lots of lessons. I'll just share 5 of those lessons with you. The first lesson that I learned was believing in myself. You know, no one will believe in you if you don't believe in yourself. And when people believe in you and you still don't want to believe in yourself, then it becomes a problem. I think I had that problem when people would be like, oh, you're very good at this. And I'll ask them, really? Are you sure? I know I still sometimes do that, but I truly, truly believe in myself because as a leader, if you don't believe in yourself, you cannot work with young people in particular and expect them to believe in themselves. So that's why I really, really love this saying by St. Francis of Assisi, that the quote is like, preach the gospel, if necessary, use words. So if I have to believe in myself, I need to show it, I need to live it. I don't need to talk about it. And in that way, I'm going to inspire someone, especially a young person, the ones that I work with, to also believe in themselves. Because in this world today, if you don't believe in yourself, it will be difficult to find your way. I also learned that it's important to plan well. And since 2010, I've been making sure that I plan for my year and I've seen results. So planning is not just sitting and thinking, having a book, writing down what you want to achieve. Have short-term goals, long-term goals, and the dreams that you just dream that might just come true. If you don't even dream about them, they might just pass you by. So proper planning. I go back and I actually tick what I've achieved. So if I had to pay a certain loan, when I pay that loan, I tick it off. If I had to do something, when I do it, I tick it off, and I constantly review. I add and delete things, and that has actually helped me to where I am today. One other thing that I've learned is that it's difficult to receive than to be a receiver than to be a giver. Many a times when people ask us for support, it's easy to just give. Until you get to a point where you need to receive help, that's when you know that you are actually privileged to be in a position to give. So, in that same light, I acknowledge that it's good to ask when you need, when you find yourself in need. Don't be ashamed. Ask. Look for mentors, look for coaches. You can't do it alone. No one is a super somebody. We need people around us, family, colleagues, even our children to make it. And don't always think that because you are in a position to give, you are the one that is in a difficult position. The receiver is in a more difficult position than you.
I get those lessons. I can resonate so much with the third one because when I hit rock bottom, I was such a proud person that my friends did not even know how to help me. I remember one of my friends came into my kitchen, pulled a drawer and dropped 50 euros inside and went away because she knew if she put it in my hand, I would not take it. And so she went out and called me on the way and said, "Take the drawer." And some will bring some food and put it by my door and then disappear. Then call me from the way, I check your door. So it's really just like we get a thank you. I said, sis, now I know that thank you is equally as big, as important as a million that you may give someone. And if we are used to receiving thank yous, we should also learn how to give thank you to other people. And this means accepting.
Yes. Accept.
Learn how to say thank you to someone. I'm loving this. So I get lesson number one is believe in yourself. Yes, that's so powerful. Quite often, especially when you say people who work with children, as parents, I mean, the first thing to do is to be able to stand up for something. That's one way of believing in yourself. Having principles, accepting responsibilities, being able to apologize when need be. That's a way of believing in yourself. That's a way of, believing in oneself doesn't mean that you become arrogant. It doesn't mean that you let your ego take over you. It means having that humility, finding the humanness in you, and being able to live, to do things that you want to do, mindful of the environment around you and the people that surround you, and being able to talk to them with them from within you, right? When I get to when you say plan, when someone said no plan is a plan to fail. No plan is a plan to fail. So being able to make plans and say this is what I plan to do, but at the same time allowing yourself the flexibility to change your strategy to meet your goal. I think is what I say. And I really love that. And I think we have some comments. Someone right here, let's go pick that one. Mavis B says, "Oh yeah, planning with timelines, deadlines attached to the plan." Thank you for that. And what does Sylvia say? Thank you. I don't know when I speak, that echo keeps coming. I don't know if you develop invisible voices. Sylvia says, "Wow, so much wisdom there. The receiver is in a much difficult situation than the giver." So, this is the space where you come to get nuggets, where you come to get wisdom from women who have journeyed through life and men who have journeyed through life, who have learned lessons and put together tools that they with you. So you can take control of your life as well. This is the GloBUNTU School of Life Masterclass. We thank all of you who are contributing. Keep contributing, keep it coming. We will now go back to our master teacher and get the last two lessons, the last two of life lessons.
Okay, the fourth lesson that I've learned in life is when your focus is in raising other people, you automatically get raised up. So if you focus on helping people, there's no way they're going to grow without you growing. So it just gives me so much joy to be able to mentor so many young people. But in that mentorship, I find that I'm the one growing more. So the more you grow people, the more you grow yourself. And then the last is, I believe so much is in intent. I've learned that your intent should always be clear. So having intent that is clear for me doesn't mean that you have to start a conversation by saying that I mean this and that. just the way you say it should actually tell the next person that this is what you mean, that you mean good. And intent comes, people receive it in two ways, and you cannot really discard people's feelings the way they receive your intent. It might actually show up as benevolent or malevolent. So you need to be always clear. And for you to get to a point where people really, really trust, really understand, and get the intent from you that is good, or it's benevolent most of the time, is when you've built trust with people. So you should be someone who is trustworthy. Try to speak the truth, even when it's difficult. You can't sugarcoat things and think that people don't know. So when you want to say things, people are not going to trust your intent. So the intent is very, very important. And intent is not you describing to people that I meant this is people, it's what people feel. Yeah.
That reminds me, the great Maya Angelou said, people will remember what people may not remember what you said to them, but they will remember how you made them feel.
Exactly.
So that is exactly what you're saying. It's not what you say, it's not what people hear, it's not what you don't say, but the way what you say or what you don't say make people feel. That's what is more important. And rise when you raise people. I love that. Sometimes we say that we're giving. People say I sacrifice others. Sometimes when you say you're sacrificing, it means that you're failing to see the personal growth or the reward or the benefit that you're getting in doing the thing that you do. Quite often parents say, I sacrifice my life for children. I sacrifice my life in marriage. I sacrifice them. And I've grown to think that whatever situation you find yourself in, it's a situation that makes you grow. And
Yes.
I have made up my mind to whatever happens to me, I make up my mind to be the winner. I either win in getting a new knowledge, as someone who again I win a new knowledge, a new awareness, I win a new person, or I win a new space. If someone walks out of my space, I win space that I can accommodate something or someone else new. So when you grow up to get to the point where you say, whatever happens, I'm a winner, it just changes your life forever. It changes the way you look at things. And so when you're helping people, you know that you're helping people because it nurtures you. It gives you some joy inside. And that's maybe what you need to carry on. So I just wanted to wrap that up. Anything else you want to add to that before we move on, sister?
I think I just want to say, just to repeat what I've said, is that you control what you give and you can control what you get from anyone. So never keep pulling yourself down or feeling sad because somebody said something about your weight or your level of education, finances, or anything. You are not in control of that, so don't let it bother you much. Stay in control of what you have control over, and that is what you have to give. Yeah.
Powerful words of wisdom. And whatever the situation you may be in will just be transitional. You don't know what will be tomorrow. But no amount of blame, feeling bad, wallowing ever change any situation. What changes is you standing up and taking action. Do exactly the opposite of what you're experiencing and what you don't like, right? So that you can get a different kind of result. Okay, let's go. We're loving this masterclass. Let's go. We have Geraldine all the way from Washington, D.C. Geraldine, thank you for tuning in. You always come into this masterclass. I need to get you in here as a master teacher, Geraldine. Please get ready. Thank you for joining in. Believing in yourself is the first step. Thank you for affirming that. Michelle, we see you. You're no longer in SA, but you always come in every now and then. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, and hi back to you. We have Mavis B, who says, helping others also make you grow. I like that. We are not islands. We are created to depend on each other and we should always use our position to influence the people around us positively.
Exactly. Thank you, Mavis.
Sylvie says, I always learn, where is that one? I always learn I also learn a very valuable you can have a problem and still go on helping someone with a similar problem while you are figuring yours out. Yours out. Yeah. So yeah, we hear you. And I would thing, we all know that the African philosophy of Ubuntu that says, I am who I am because of you. I become who I become because of the people that come into my spaces and the way the kind of relationships that are built with them. And we have seen with the latest with the pandemic how interconnected we are. We are interconnected. Whatever decisions that we make, it doesn't matter in which small village, wherever, it affects the whole world. So learning how to manage that is something that is very, very important. And no, the echo keeps coming when I speak, and I can't explain why. Another comment, Eugenie says, truly inspiring. And with that word inspiring, we will go back to our master teacher. Sister, now we're moving on to chapter 3 of your story, of your masterclass. And the question, the guiding question in chapter 3 is, what is your next chapter and where can people find you if they were looking for you?
Okay. The next chapter is to keep doing what I'm doing and perfecting it, because I'm still learning. I still believe that there's still a lot of learning for me to do to perfect what I'm doing. So that is the immediate chapter. Growing more young women in particular, mentoring more young women to become leaders either in the community or just for themselves. That's what I want to continue doing. I have a crazy dream to own a university or a school back in Cameroon. Actually, I want to own a university in Cameroon. I work for a charity. I don't have money, but I know that is a dream I have. Whether it comes to pass or not, but I want to put it out there. Anyone that is looking for someone that can dream big, I am dreaming very big, to have that university. And maybe the university to just be a university for young women only, because I love creating spaces for young women, and for women in particular. But I never know. You never know. You can actually find me. I love social media, Facebook. If you have my numbers, I'm on WhatsApp and I respond. But I'm on LinkedIn as Nehwoh Belinda, Facebook as Nehwoh Belinda, Instagram as Nehwoh. You can see the spelling here. And on Twitter, I'm not very active on Twitter, but I have something that says Belinda something there. So yeah, that's where you can find me.
Thank you so much, sister. We have technicians in the room. One of our previous master teacher joining us all the way from France, Senegal, African from Senegal, joining us from France. He's advising that you unmute your microphone when I'm speaking. It may reduce the noise in the background. Just unmute I speak, and when I pass it on to you, you remute yourself. You unmute yourself. Okay. Oh, it does make a difference. Maselendabo, thank you so much. Thank you. It's always good to have technicians in the room. So, but can you hear me? Okay, you can hear me. So that is where we can find. That's where we can find our sister Belinda Nehwoh. She does what she loves. And she is just incredible in what she does. She mothers over 200 kids. I mean, in 2018, she has over 600 kids at Uthando Center. I just want to say that probably the pandemic has brought the number down. And you can imagine if you're a parent, a mother, and you know what it means to manage 2 kids You just put, just multiply and amplify having to deal with kids from the ages of 2 to 35, and so many of them in one center. Sis, I just wanted to share with you.
Actually, I have 900 of them. 200 and something is just the 6 years, the 3 to 6 years old. And then the 7 to 18 years old, I have 483. And the out of school, I have them coming in different sessions. So, but with the pandemic, we have to limit the numbers, so they actually rotate so that we can keep them, take care of them. Yeah. So all in all, there are more than 900 at the center.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. And 900 people is not 9. It is not 12. It is not 3. 900. 900. That's what she deals with every day. And look at how she's glowing. She's glowing. She must just love what she does. So if you're here, you don't know where you are right now. I want to remind us that we're in the GloBUNTU School of Life Masterclass, and this is our full episode 11. And we have the intentions to continue this masterclass because the mission is not just to share wisdom, but also to put out our stories out there, put African inspirational stories out. And what we're doing right here today, there may not be many people watching, but we are creating a digital legacy. And one day, our great-great-grandchildren will Google us and they will find our stories out there. So if you're out there and you think, I've got a story to tell, I need to document my story, and I want to start in a digital format, I want to be a master teacher, please feel free to join the GloBUNTU School of Life Masterclass. Make sure that you inbox me, and I will be looking for master teachers and just to get to 100. So please help me. If you know a master teacher around you, you are one, please recommend them, bring yourself forward, and let's do this together. It's important that we put our stories out there. So that said, I want to check the house. Thank you to all the people who have been contributing. I just want to highlight some of the contributions that have come in. I think we've seen that they solved the problem. Thank you, Master Linda, my brother. Okay, thank you for that. And Mavis B says, what a dream, sister. I believe it is possible. Whatever we see today was once a dream. Keeping dreaming, planning, praying, and working hard towards it. Mandela said, a dreamer not a winner is a dreamer who never stops dreaming. And I think everything starts with a dream. The bigger the dream, the greater the outcome. And if we stop dreaming, when we stop dreaming, we die, or we kill a dream inside of us, and a dream that could otherwise have become could have saved someone's life. Because starting this month started with a dream.
Check your network, sis. It's just getting really bad. Check your network.
Yes, the network is troubleshooting. I want to switch. Just I will give it up to you. Keep talking so I can switch the network, and then I'll get it from you. So can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. I can hear you.
Just give us one last thought why I switched the network. One last thought about where you're going from here. Just one last nugget, and I'll switch the network to mobile and then get back to you.
Okay. I think one next thought will be, let's support each other. Intentionally so. Be intentional in the support that you actually give to your brother and sister. It might just be making sure that you give up your evening to tune into a session like this, or to go and sit and talk with them, or to support someone who is doing a business from home and struggling. If there's any way you can support them, it's very, very important for us to do that. As a group of people, be it whatever community you find yourself in, if we come together, we can do great things together. But as an individual, you can only try and push and push. The joy will not be the same as when you actually have to do it with other people and celebrate. So I'm just trying to say, try and talk about the GloBUNTU platform. Encourage other sisters and brothers to tune in, watch, or those to go back to the old videos and actually watch them. They are learning why they are supporting a sister, and maybe just order a book from her. And also, if you have books you want to publish, you can publish through her. Yeah, so that's how we get to support each other, and make sure we all grow.
Okay, okay. The network sometimes troubleshoots. Those of you out there, we apologize for that. It's just incredible these days. That said, I would like to invite us to move to chapter 4, the last chapter of our masterclass. And this is the fun part. I would like for you to complete each one of the sentences for me in a very simple, authentic, fun-filled, and yet teaching way that you can. Are you ready, sister? Please unmute yourself.
Okay, yes, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Okay. Okay. So the first question is, if I were to define myself in 3 words, those would be?
Ambitious, passionate, grateful.
Thank you. Number 2, the one childhood memory that I treasure the most is?
Ooh, what's that? Going to church. I was a cadet. I was the cadet leader, and so I had to go to church. But the other treasure is playing soccer, and actually my dad teaching me how to play soccer, making sure that all the intercates, as they call them in Cameroon, we participated. And so there was this one, I played soccer for Cas Bamili, the school. And I remember there was this one time I was playing the goalkeeper and the number 9. So when they scored the goalkeeper, I had to go in to be the number to be the goalkeeper, and so yeah, I had fun growing up.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Number 3, my key motivation in my work with kids and youths and young adults is? What is that your key motivation?
Success. Wanting to see success. Success defined by an individual, not defined by me. Every child being able to define what success looks like to them, and me being able to support them to get there.
Women rights to me means?
Sorry?
Women's right to me mean?
Human rights.
Looking back at my many years of activism, or looking back at your many years of activism, the one achievement that you will never forget is?
Oh dear, there's so many achievements, but there's just one that I thought it was an achievement, but to the survivor, it was not an achievement. So that's where I learned that allow people to define what achievement means to them. So we were supporting this one vibrant young woman who was gang raped by 9 men. And it took us almost 5 to 6 years to get justice for them, to the perpetrators to be sentenced, and they were all put to jail. And the day the sentence was pronounced, we were very happy. We thought we had achieved. When we asked the young woman, we hope it's okay, what she said was no. So for me, I thought it was an achievement that at least we wanted them behind bars, but it was not really an achievement. So it's very difficult, and it's a fine line in the work that we do, especially in the work of activism, women abuse, and all of those things. It's difficult to actually say this is a success, because a success is for that 1 minute, and then the next second there are other things that you need to do. But anyway, where women have come from since the 1950s or wherever, just being able to vote, being able to raise their voices, being able to contribute, being able to be in a career that you want to pursue without it being without being discriminated upon because you are a woman. It's an achievement in itself. We need to celebrate the little achievements. I don't know
Celebrate
if
our baby
that
steps.
the
Celebrate
baby
the
steps.
Mhm.
Exactly. Yeah.
What makes me proud to be an African is
The fact that I'm a woman born in Cameroon, Bambui, and I'm able to contribute to this continent
mm,
and
and
live in it.
contributing. You are. You are.
Yeah.
What most people do not know about me is that
I cry when I have to cry, and I laugh when I have to laugh, and I laugh loud.
and the one thing that I did not know about you is that you played soccer and that you played two roles at the same time on the field.
Yes.
If I had to turn around and advise the 18 years old version of me, what would that advice be?
So the 18-year-old version of me, if I have to advise
Right.
myself, is to listen to my intuition, my inner voice, the inner voice, and take it seriously. Because at the age 18, there were so many things that I could have done, but I did it the other way around. Yeah.
Okay. Get you.
Listen more, listen more to elders also, not listening to respond, because at age 18 we've just arrived and we know too much and we don't want to listen, so it's just, yeah, I would have listened more.
Proactive listening. Yeah,
Mm.
got you. Motherhood to me is
Joy.
mm,
Motherhood to me is joy. There is no greater joy than having a fight with your child and telling them that I love you. and and it just continues as if nothing happened. Especially, yeah. So just receiving unconditional love from your kids. I mean, I always pray that those who really want children should be given children by God. God gives children. So I because it's a feeling you can't explain. It's a feeling that people should experience.
mm, I
Yeah.
get you.
Yeah.
The one family tradition that I treasure the most is
The one
the one family tradition that I treasure the most is
is contributing to support the next person.
Mhm.
So in our family, you are nothing if you haven't supported your brother or your sister. So if your brother or your sister is about to do something, it is your responsibility to support them.
Mhm. I get you.
Yeah, so
Um,
you take, yeah.
the one thing that I always have in my refrigerator is
Olives. I eat a lot of olives. Um, goes well with wine, a glass of wine. So
I get you.
yeah.
My number one weapon against stress is?
Sorry?
My number one weapon against stress is?
I drink a lot of water.
Mhm.
I drink a lot of water, and I also find time to talk to the people that, um, depending on the stress. So in life, I have a huge, like, my family is so big, and family is not blood sister or brothers, right? So
Right.
I have this huge family of support. So at any given moment, I will go to the one person that I know that, because stress is, you have different types of stresses. So you must identify who at that particular moment will be able to listen to you and give you the necessary support, because you can expect support from someone when you really know that they can give you that kind of support during that moment.
Mm-hmm. Get you.
Yes. Yes.
If today was my last day, I would.
If today was my last day, I will smile and thank God for life. I've lived life. I still want to live life. But if today was my last day, I will thank God for making me who I am, for all the experiences I've gone through, for all the lessons I've learned and taught, and for just being able to share different platforms at different times with different people, and especially the younger ones. Yeah,
Mm, I get you. I get
yeah.
you. The three wishes that I want to fulfill before 2025 are?
Sorry.
The three wishes that I wish to fulfill before 2025 are?
To be able to spend at least 3 months on with my mom, um, because working out of the country is difficult. You rush in and out. It's 2 weeks, it's 1 week, it's 3 weeks if it goes on. So the one thing I want to spend time with mom, and that is that is my best friend. He's my inspiration. So I just want to keep tapping from him also, because we already talk a lot more than I talk with mom. The other thing is to actually see a lot of young people get into employment, because um, the system has been structured in a way that young people are now given opportunity to intern for a year, and they so somehow think that interning means you are working, and the 3-5 that you are getting is something that is going to take you somewhere. It's something at this moment, but I really want young people to understand that when you get into internship or learnerships or whatever, it's not a job. You need to take that as an opportunity to sell yourself. I usually tell them that that 1 year is an interview period, so that when you are finishing wherever you are finishing, you get a job. So I'm in a mission, on the mission of preaching that and making sure that young people, I work with young men and young women, but because of the fact that young women are so disadvantaged, I pay more attention to young women. So I want to see more young women into jobs. And when Statistics South Africa gives us stats, we should see the number trying to match the number of young men and young women getting jobs. It should at least be equally. Yeah.
I get you. Those are very ambitious goals. And being the risk taker that you are, being the dreamer that you are, who has seen things come true. I have no doubt that you'll see those come true as well, including the University of Cameroon. That I have no doubt.
Yes.
When I grow up, someone said we are all grown up, and I said we grow until we die. We keep growing
Yes.
until we die. So when you grow up, who do you want to be when you grow up?
Actually, I want to be my daughter. When I grow up, I want to be like my daughter. That young woman is resilient, the tenacity, the courage, and like she's everything I want to be when I grow up.
That's a big compliment to your parenting. It goes right back to you.
Oh.
If I was the president of the United States of Africa, I would.
If I was the president of the United States of Africa, I would throw away flags. I would throw away passports. I will make sure that corruption is dealt with. I will keep the white people. I will make sure deals are negotiated fairly before any other continent comes into Africa. Fairly means my people's voices must be heard. I don't make decisions. The people will make the decisions.
Madam President, I wish that your tenure comes tomorrow. Our final question is, I want to be remembered as an African woman who?
Sorry?
I want to be remembered as an African woman who?
Who contributed positively. Yeah.
Thank you.
Contributed positively.
So let's go pick a comment from our masterclass attendant. Sandra says, "Keep dreaming with faith. With faith, it will come to pass. I admire your passion." Thank you. Marceline says, "Great blessings." And Harvey says, "Wow, being grateful for life. That's one of the keys to happiness and fulfillment in life. Gratefulness."
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And Kodwa says, "You are amazing, Nehwoh." I second that. Oh,
yes,
indeed.
Kodwa is one of my mentors. I have many mentors, I must say. Kodwa is one of them. All of the people talking, I've learned a lot from them. They keep supporting me. They keep growing me. I am so proud. They are proud of me. Kudos to all of you.
So mentors, it's time to come to the masterclass. You got to be master teachers as well. Come teach, bring your wisdom right here. Don't reserve it to Nehwoh alone. Bring it and teach others. We will be happy to host you right here. So, Ma'am Nehwoh, this was the longest masterclass that we ever had. It's fun. Oh. We could carry on for the next day. So, those of you who are tuning in, this is what it means. This is what the GloBUNTU Masterclass, School of Life Masterclass is. What you get here is what you not get at any university. That's why we're sharing all this knowledge. So I will ask my master teacher to wrap with the final word before I wrap up the masterclass today. So what would be your final piece of advice to people out there who are going through the pandemic, who are wondering what to do, who don't know what to do with their lives, who think that they are devastated, who are afraid of taking risk? If you were to give them a word of wisdom, what would that be?
One thing I will say is, with the pandemic, you need support. You can't do it by yourself. Pick the phone call, send a message, talk to someone. Talk to someone. There are so many professional lines out there, and there are so many people waiting and willing to just give a listening ear. Talk to someone, even if you are too excited, because sometimes over excitement is also a problem, because some people, because they're getting paid and they have to sit and work from home, they think that is exciting. Check if this excitement is real and what is how you can help yourself. Talk to people. Let's talk to each other. Let's give a listening ear to each other. Let's check on each other so that someone doesn't find themselves sick at home with nobody to even give them food. So let's check on each other.
Yes, that's a very powerful word to conclude the masterclass. And online,
Network again.
because thank you for having taken the time to tune in. Remember, every Saturday is the GloBUNTU School of Life class from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. That's where you get knowledge, you get wisdom, you get nuggets, you get tips and tools from people who have journeyed through life and who are willing to share their lessons. Our today's master teacher was Ma'am Belinda Nehwoh, and I am here to say thank you so much, ma'am, for taking the time. Thank you for your wisdom. Thank you for your knowledge. And all of you who are out there, we thank you for having joined in and for having been part of the masterclass. Remember, if you want to be a master teacher, inbox me and we will get you right here to share your story. Remember, it's not just sharing your story now, you're building a digital legacy. You're creating a story that your children and your great-grandchildren can fall back on so that they don't keep inventing your presence or forgetting your name and your face and your voice when your time comes to leave this planet. Let's create this legacy together. My name is Beatrice Tachaleke. I am the host of the GloBUNTU School of Life Masterclass and a publisher and someone who is passionate about collecting, documenting, and sharing African stories. I salute all of you and I ask you to keep safe, keep well, make sure to nominate your children or Black and brown children around you for the next round of the GloBUNTU TRAILBLAZER Award. Let's celebrate our children together. Let's continue to keep safe. Wash your hands, sanitize, keep social distancing, and keep safe. See you next Saturday at the GloBUNTU School of Life. Thank you. Stay safe and have a nice evening.